camps have been by far the most important burning bush moments that I've ever had in my Christian walk. I mean, several different situations. Many times God's just told me to take His hand and He would walk with me through a lot of the stuff that I've been through in my life, and it's just been extremely meaningful moments where God has shown up and He's shown me the way. He's healed my heart and He's helped me to be the man that God designed me to be.
Men, I want to invite you to New Wilderness Adventures Heroes Boot Camp. It's going to be June the 11th to the 14th at Mount Elim Bible Camp, located just outside of Kremling, Colorado. Well, this is an opportunity for you to dive deep into the heart of God. We're going to be looking at themes from Wild at Heart, a book written by John Eldredge. We are going to look at topics such as the heart of a man and what are his core desires. We'll talk about the bigger story and our wounds as men and how we can get healing from those wounds. And then we'll jump into the battle that we're all in the middle of, and how do we fight that battle, and how do we rescue the beauty in our lives. Well, and then we'll address one of my favorite, and that is how to become your father's son. Well, this weekend is designed with you in mind, and so we're going to have good food. There's going to be free time in the afternoon for activities or adventure, and rest if that's what you need.
I guess the most significant thing for me with boot camp would be the idea of sonship. We often think that God is this great judge sitting up there just waiting to zap us when we mess up or when we get in trouble. But Ephesians chapter 1 tells us that by God's great pleasure, He adopted us into His family. And having friends and family that are going through adoption processes now, the great lengths they go through to adopt a child, and then I see the great joy it brings them to have that child in their family. And to me, it shows me that God would do so much more than they would do. And that just, if we really wrap our mind and hearts around the idea that we have been adopted into God's family, it really changes everything.
God sent an incredible message from a book called Wild at Heart that helped me in a number of ways, but particularly understanding the heart of a woman was significant to me. It not only helped me in my relationship with my wife, but in relationship with all the women in my life, from my granddaughters to my sister, to all the women that were around me. It's helping me to understand their heart, made me a better man.
And I want to share about a moment I had with God at boot camp. It really centered around the message of the good heart. Walking in that boot camp, I'd been through a bunch of stuff in life, and I'd really been kind of raised up in my religious views to never trust your heart, your desires, and to really kind of kill your heart. And when I heard around the fact that God says, and He looks at me, that I have a good heart, that He took that heart of stone out and gave me a new heart, that I'm a new creation, and that also I have good desires that God put there, and to trust my heart. And then to reaffirm that, the parable of the sower talked about, that seed that was sown that fell on the good and noble heart. It really transformed the way that I looked at myself, my identity, and the way that I felt God started looking at me. And it really transformed my walk from there forward, the way I interacted with others, the way I looked at myself, the way I was able to love others. And that happened for me at boot camp.
Frank, wrap it up with a final word.
I hear you guys are going to be doing a boot camp in Colorado. Golly, I wish I could be there, man. Things are going to be great. I know that they are. New Wilderness always has a way of being on point when it comes to things like that. Listen, a little bit of how I feel about Wild at Heart, okay? The story of God. Wow. Just knowing that fierceness, that Braveheart fierceness, that, I'm going to pick a fight, can come from the heart of God, as well as the love and compassion, the grace and the mercy that He has for each one of His children, that He is love, and that He wants to fill us with His love. Listen, guys, I want you guys to have such an amazing time in Colorado. Come with expectation, but don't put your expectation in a box, all right?
Men, are you ready for this dangerous weekend? Join us June the 11th to the 14th for the Colorado Heroes boot camp.